Okay, so today we're going to take a deep dive into building healthier habits.
Right.
We've got some really interesting material here, all about making those small but consistent actions.
Yes, definitely small changes, big impact.
Right. It's not about those drastic overnight transformations.
Absolutely. It's about those sustainable changes
Yeah.
that really make a difference over time.
Yeah, exactly. Our goal today is to give our listeners some really easy, actionable steps.
Yes, things they can implement right away.
So they can start seeing those positive changes. And I think what's really cool about the material you provided is that it breaks down these healthy habits into 5 really manageable areas.
I agree. It's a great framework for building those healthy habits.
Right. And what really jumped out at me was this idea that just 10 minutes of daily movement can get you going.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
You don't need a gym membership or anything.
Right, your body is your gym.
Exactly. And it's so empowering. So let's jump right in, shall we?
Let's do it.
The first habit this material highlights is super simple. Starting your day with a glass of water.
Ah, yes, the good old H2O.
Right. But it's amazing how many of us skip that.
I know, I'm definitely guilty of that sometimes.
Me too. And the material points out some really interesting benefits. Like rehydration after sleep.
Right, it's essential to replenish those fluids.
And apparently it can even give your metabolism a little boost.
And it might even help with focus throughout the day.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And, the piece even suggests adding a little lemon to your water.
Oh yeah, that's a nice touch.
It adds a bit of flavor and some extra vitamins.
Right, and it feels so doable, like it's something anyone can do.
Absolutely, and that's key when it comes to forming lasting habits.
Okay, so moving on, the material really emphasizes the power of just 10 minutes of movement.
10 minutes, that's it.
That's all it takes, and it doesn't have to be some intense workout.
Right, it can be anything that gets you moving.
Like stretching or dancing or even just a brisk walk.
Yeah, it's all about incorporating movement into your daily routine.
So why do you think such a short duration can actually be effective?
Well, I think it's about making it feel less daunting,
Like it's not a huge commitment.
Exactly.
Okay.
When you only have to commit to 10 minutes, you're more likely to actually do it.
And do it consistently.
Exactly. And that phrase from the material, your body is your best gym, that really resonated with me.
It's such a good point. It takes away all those excuses.
Totally. You don't need any fancy equipment.
Just your own body in 10 minutes.
That's all it takes.
Okay, so the next habit this piece dives into is sleep.
Sleep, the holy grail.
Right, and it makes such a huge difference to our overall well-being,
It really does. It affects everything from our mood to our immune system.
to our productivity levels,
Totally. And the material emphasizes the importance of prioritizing sleep.
which can be tough in our busy world.
Absolutely. But it's so worth it.
What are some practical tips that the source suggests for improving our sleep?
Well, one thing it recommends is establishing a consistent wind-down routine,
Oh yeah, I've heard that before.
like disconnecting from screens an hour or two before bed.
right? Putting away your phone and dimming the lights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe doing some reading or taking a warm bath.
So basically signaling to your body that it's time to relax.
Exactly. These rituals can really help improve sleep quality.
Makes sense. Okay, so let's move on to the next habit, which is all about nutrition.
All right. Food, glorious food.
And this one takes a really interesting approach instead of focusing on what we should restrict.
Which can often feel negative.
Right, the source encourages us to crowd in the good stuff.
So things like vegetables, fruits, whole grains, healthy fats.
Exactly, and why do you think this addition approach is so effective?
Well, for one, it's more sustainable.
Because it's not about deprivation.
Right. It's about focusing on abundance and incorporating more nutritious foods into your diet.
So naturally you end up craving those healthier options.
Exactly. And the piece suggests that this approach can actually lead to more lasting dietary changes.
Interesting. I like that approach a lot better than constantly feeling like you're restricting yourself.
Me too. It's much more positive.
And finally, the last habit we're going to talk about today is all about mental health check-ins.
Ah, yes, tending to the inner landscape.
Exactly. It's so important to remember that well-being isn't just about our physical health.
It's about our mental and emotional health, too.
So the material suggests incorporating regular mental health check-ins into our routine.
Things like journaling, meditation, or even just taking a few moments to breathe deeply.
And even just asking yourself, how am I really feeling today?
That simple question can be so powerful.
So why do you think these internal reflections are so crucial for our well-being?
Well, I think it's about creating space for self-awareness.
Like really turning into our emotions
Exactly, and allowing ourselves to process them in a healthy way.
without judgment.
Right. And the source emphasizes that healthy habits encompass both physical and mental aspects.
They're interconnected.
Absolutely, you can't have one without the other.
So to sum it all up, the key takeaway from this material is that building healthier habits is about intentional effort.
It's about making those small but consistent changes.
Without striving for perfection.
Exactly. It's about progress, not perfection.
And it's about those gradual steps towards feeling better overall.
Without the pressure of drastic changes.
So looking at these 5 habits we've talked about today,
Hydration, movement, sleep, nutrition, mental health check-ins.
I want to challenge our listeners to pick just one
Just one that resonates with them.
and try incorporating it into their daily routine for the next week.
And just see how it feels.
You might be surprised by the positive ripple effects even from that one small change.
I agree. Small changes can lead to big results.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay, I'm listening.
We've talked about how significant change starts with small steps.
Yes, those small steps are so important.
But what other seemingly insignificant actions, if done consistently, could lead to surprisingly positive long-term benefits for your overall well-being?
That's a great question.
It's something to ponder.
Definitely food for thought.
All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
Until then, keep diving deep.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.